Hey everybody, and welcome back to my podcast. I cannot even believe that this is the 100th episode. I started on November 16th of 2022, and today it will be January 15th, 2024, my 100th episode. This being said, I haven't been counting the little trailers that I made or anything like that, so technically it says it's like my 108th episode, but for my own personal chronological order, organizing, and numbering episodes, this is episode 100. So I kind of wanted to just give you an update and share with you how my first week went. Since this is my last semester as an undergraduate, last week was my last week as an undergraduate, obviously, because it's my last semester. And I had a pretty good week, actually. I was really nervous and really stressed about it and not sure about how it was going to be and just my classes and things like that. And so I was a little bit panicked. But I realized on Monday and Tuesday that I am much more of an extrovert than I thought I was. As in, I thrived and really enjoyed saying hi to people and catching up with people and learning people's names and meeting new people and making new friends. On Monday, I told myself I wanted to learn 2 people's names and strike up a conversation with them. And that was my goal. And then I learned like 7 or 8 people's names and struck up a conversation with several different people. And it felt really good and it felt really satisfying. And it just kind of made me feel awesome. And so I realized, I actually like the social aspect of school a lot more than I thought I did. And that made me feel happy because it was just kind of a pleasant surprise. And then on Tuesday, I was able to see different people because of my different schedule. And I met a few people that I became friends with, and I just really felt good about it. And so even though I'm not excited for all of my classes, I am really excited for the social aspect of school and getting to see people that I know and care about and striking up conversations, getting to know people better. I just really, really enjoy it and thrive off of it. And I didn't realize that it was so important to me until after those 2 days, when after school, instead of feeling drained, I just felt so good and so excited. I am not going to be the biggest fan of Wednesdays. I just kind of already know the classes that I have on Wednesdays are a little bit different than the classes I have the rest of the week. And so I know Wednesdays are going to be a little bit more difficult for me, but I know everything will be okay, and I'm just going to try to put a spin on it and try to find the good things in Wednesdays. And I don't want to label them as difficult days because then every Wednesday I'm going to be like, ugh. But I do get out later on Wednesdays than any other day because I have an extra class at the end, and so I don't get out till 4:50 p.m., which is pretty late, but that's okay. It's okay. On Mondays and Wednesdays, I don't start school until noon. And then on Fridays, I won't start till 2. So that's kind of exciting. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I start at 10 a.m. and I get out at 2:15. So anyway, I kind of have a pretty busy schedule this semester because I don't have any online classes. They're all in person, which I'm good with. I'm excited about that. I had 3 online classes last semester, and that was kind of tough. Online classes are just a different kind of breed of class. They're just difficult in a different way, and you have to be on top of your stuff, which I am on top of my stuff, don't get me wrong, but it was just kind of a lot. So I'm kind of excited to be all in person, and hopefully I can be smart with my time and be smart with how I spend my class time and maybe get some homework stuff done in class so that I have less homework to do at home. So that'll be good. And then I'll continue working on the weekends with my work schedule. So it's going to be interesting seeing how I get assignments done on the weekends and things. because last semester I tried to schedule it in a way I could get as much homework as I could done on the weekends in advance. So I would be done with homework for the whole week ahead of me, or I'd have like 1 or 2 assignments to do. and that was really nice. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how I handle and schedule out my semester this year and kind of what assignments I get done and so on. So I definitely will work ahead because that makes me less stressed and makes me feel better about life. But I do know that it's going to be an interesting process to kind of adapt to different classes and things like that. I'm way excited for my experimental analysis of behavior class and lab. I didn't think I would. It kind of sounded like a troublesome class, but actually I think I'm going to learn a ton and I'm really excited about it. So that's good. I'm not as excited as I thought I would be about my audio production course. I decided to take kind of a fun little class that had nothing to do with my major because I had 3 credits to spare. And so I'm taking this audio production course, but I thought that it would be more focused on editing and, I don't know, making my podcast better or learning tips and tricks and things to make my podcast better. But it kind of sounds like it's going to be mostly a radio gig. So it's an assigned mandatory thing where I have to be on an air shift. So on the radio, 1 hour every single week, which doesn't scare me. That's not necessarily it. It's just time consuming. And it's not necessarily worth any extra credits. So there's, 3 days of class in addition to having 1 hour a week on the radio, and I'm just kind of not super excited about that. That being said, I will be on the radio every single week for an hour. I put in what time I would like to be on the radio based on what works with my schedule, so we'll see what happens. I'm hoping I get Mondays at 1 p.m., but once again, we'll see what happens. Because I have class from 12 to 12:50, and then I don't have class again till 2, and so it'd be nice to kind of fill that hour with something meaningful while I'm on campus. If I don't get that time slot, I'm going to try to do homework during that time. But it's also kind of just hard to do homework randomly on campus when you have a class like right after. So anyway, I would rather get that time done to do my audio production. Anyway, this episode really is just going to be focused on my life. So if you find that boring, totally okay. I understand that. So no stress in listening to it. That being said, we're at like 8 minutes now. So that's pretty far in to listen if you don't really care. Anyway, I don't know why I mentioned that, but I'm going to leave it in there because why not? So yeah, I enjoyed my experimental analysis of behavior class, and I really enjoyed the professor, and I'm not enjoying my audio production class as much as I thought I would. But once again, I kind of want to keep an open mind, because if I decide early on that I'm not going to like a class, that's going to disrupt the flow of things, and I don't want that to happen. So yes, but it's going to be interesting being on the radio live. One of the interesting things about my podcast is I can actually record episodes and record, just me talking, discussions live. I just am scared to do it, and it doesn't seem worth doing, so I've never done it. But I can actually do it live, so anyone could listen live, kind of like a radio, I guess. And that scared me, and so once again, I've never done it, but maybe after I spend a semester on the radio every week, I will change my mind. So who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind, maybe I won't. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited to kind of get started into this semester. One thing about me is that I love routine and I love schedules and things like that. And so the first week's kind of hard for me because I'm not used to it yet. I'm not used to how it feels getting to class at this time and ending at this time yet, and it just doesn't feel routine yet. And so as the semester goes on, I get more and more comfortable with my classes and with my schedule because I'm more used to it. So that's kind of something with me. It's definitely interesting in college because that changes every semester. In high school, that changes once a year. Normally, your classes don't change too much during the year. But obviously in college, that's a little bit different. You have different classes and different things every semester. And so, yeah. That being said, I'm glad that some classes are only one semester because I just don't think I could handle them for longer than that. Anyway. So yeah, I am moderately excited for my classes. I'm a little bit stressed about a couple of them, but not enough to where I'm going to lose sleep at night or anything like that. I just want to stay on top of things and stay prepared, and I think I'll be just fine. So this episode isn't going to be too long because I don't really have a ton more to share because on Thursday and Friday, I had my interview at the PsyD program. And I don't want to add that to this episode because I want to do its own little episode later. So that will probably be next Monday or the Monday after that. And it will be titled, It's Just a Matter of When, Part 2, as a follow-up to my first episode when I explained why I wanted to apply to this program. So I'll tell you all about my interview, all about that process, and hopefully by the time the episode comes out, I'll know if I got into the program or not. So there's a little update about my first week as an undergrad. It was a good week. I really, really enjoyed seeing friends and just people and getting to know people and learning names. It was very enjoyable for me, and I'm excited to continue to do that this semester. It's just exciting that there's so many people on campus, and so if I wanted to, I could meet a new friend every single day. And I think that's exciting and something different than, maybe high school or middle school or things like that. And so, yeah, I just like to view life and view other people as possible best friends. Every stranger you meet is a possible best friend. Well, maybe not every stranger, but most strangers. And so that's kind of something that I'm going to implement this semester and try to learn about as many people as I can and get to know people and learn as many names as I can, because it's kind of fun. It's a fun, rewarding, challenging for everyone involved. So that's what I'm going to work on, and that's what I'm excited for. I hope you guys enjoyed my little update. This kind of feels like a boring episode 100, but that's okay. There wasn't anything super special that I wanted to share, and so yeah, I'll share all about my interview, which was pretty crazy, either next week or the week after that. So anyway, don't forget to embrace imperfection, find meaning, satisfaction, and joy from the journey. I'm Kyra, and this is Imperfectly Broken, the podcast.